From a 40-year-old quarterback throwing a 50-yard dart to win a game,
he gets away from the pressure, fires to the end zone,
to a catch so good, they retired the name Hail Mary for it. These are the 15 craziest Hail Mary moments in NFL history. And to kick things off, we've got one of the wildest finishes to an NFL game you'll ever see. With the Bengals trailing the Dolphins by 8 and just 4 seconds left on the clock, it would take more than a miracle to stay alive. And that's exactly what Andy Dalton delivered when he went full desperation mode.
Lined up at the bottom of your screen. Here we go. 4 seconds left. Dalton has time, looking now, throwing end zone, and it is caught! Tyler Eifert!
And on the very next play, Dalton finished the job with a 2-point conversion to even the game.
Dials up, 2-point conversion. Dalton, flushed out. He's angling for the end zone. Dalton trying to get in. He does!
Before our number 14 play, most people think Hail Marys only happen at the end of games. But as long as time is winding down and you're desperate enough, you can make it work anywhere. And with Houston down 10 with just 1 second left on the clock, there was no better time to cut into the lead.
Although he's been inactive at the start of the season, third rounder out of the Sun Devils. Boyer loads it up, fires it to the end zone, and it is caught, I believe.
The Texans needed a spark, and rookie receiver Jalen Strong delivered it with an unbelievable Hail Mary grab in the end zone. It may not have won the game, but that's about as perfect a desperation play as you'll ever see. But this next Hail Mary might be the most controversial one ever, because on a single play, one fan base got a miracle, and the other got heartbreak. One got a Hail Mary, the other got a Fail Mary. See, back in 2012, the NFL and its zebras, the refs, had a problem off the field. The refs want more money, and the NFL basically said, we don't need you, and brought in D3 and high school refs for half the price. And as you'd expect, things got messy fast. Now, in a tight game, Green Bay was up 5. Seattle had one final shot from the 24-yard line, 4th and 10, 8 seconds left. Russell Wilson knew exactly what time it was.
Just to keep it alive. The game's final play is a Wilson loft to the end zone, which is fought for by Tate with Jennings simultaneously.
And this is where everything fell apart. One official signaled no touchdown, another called it a score, and somehow it stood as a touchdown, except it really wasn't. And just like that, the Fail Mary was born. And by the next day, the NFL had already seen enough and brought the real refs back. But for number 12, not even the real NFL refs could get this one wrong because it was clean and perfect. With the Vikings down 2 just before halftime, Kirk Cousins dropped back and put it right on a platter.
Give him a shot here on the Hail Mary.
Yeah, he's 6'4". Cousins is trying to get it to the end zone. The Hail Mary from Cousins. It's caught! It's Kyle Root.
Time running out. Cousins uncorked it, ball in the air, and Rudolph the end zone reindeer brings it home with an incredible 44-yard Hail Mary catch. And to make it even better, the Vikings went on to win the game. Perfect timing in every sense. Quick pause before we continue the video. If you are enjoying our content, remember to like and subscribe. We have videos like this every week. Now, let's continue the video. In number 11, we have Aaron Rodgers, and no quarterback throws a Hail Mary quite like him, because with the Packers holding just a 1-point lead over the Giants, instead of taking that slim advantage into halftime, Rodgers wanted more, and to get that 8-point cushion, he needed to throw an absolutely perfect Hail Mary.
They're going to air it out. Rodgers does this better than anybody. End zone, Cobb, touchdown!
And of course he delivers a beautiful rainbow into the end zone that finds Randall Cobb for the touchdown. Just another day at the office for the king of the Hail Mary. But funny enough, at number 10, we've got another wild Giants versus Packers moment. Just this time, the roles are completely reversed. See, in the 2012 NFC Divisional Round, the Giants and Packers were back at it again. And with New York trailing by 3 right before halftime and just 6 seconds left on the clock, Eli Manning dropped back knowing it had to be now or never.
And if they throw something quick and get out of bounds, they're going to have a chance for Lawrence Tynes field goal. Be a 55-yard try from here, and now instead they're going for it all. The pass!
Manning to Hakeem Nicks, a 37-yard Hail Mary touchdown. And from that moment, the Giants were absolutely unstoppable, winning the game 37-20 and eventually the Super Bowl. Up to this point, we've seen near-perfect Hail Marys where the QB and receiver are basically on the same wavelength. But the truth is, that's not always how it goes. At number 9, we've got Jaguars versus Texans tied late, and Jacksonville just needed one perfect play. Instead, they got the perfect lucky bounce.
Gerard steps up, fires, Mike Sims, Walker, knocked down. Oh, he caught it! Oh, unbelievable!
The Texans actually execute the defense perfectly, batting the ball to the ground instead of catching it. Textbook stuff. Except even perfect execution isn't enough when luck decides to show up, because Jacksonville's smartest receiver, 5'8" Mike Thomas, just happened to be in the right place at the right time. However, at number 8, we've got a play that shows luck can only take you so far. Sometimes you need perfect execution. In a game with first place in the NFC South on the line, the Panthers and Falcons were locked in a chaotic divisional battle. But with Carolina trailing 34-28 and just 12 seconds left, P.J. Walker stepped back at his own 38-yard line and launched an absolute moonshot.
Left. And now Walker fires downfield, looking for DJ Moore. Oh my God!
Bullseye. That pass traveled 67.6 air yards, the longest completed pass ever tracked, and DJ Moore brought it home. Except Moore then ripped his helmet off in celebration, which is a penalty in the NFL. So instead of a 33-yard extra point to win the game, the Panthers had to attempt a 48-yarder. They missed. Lost in overtime. From Hail Mary Hero to Hail Mary Zero. But that won't be the only time a team goes on to waste a crazy Hail Mary. Back in 2013, with AFC North supremacy on the line, the Bengals faced the defending Super Bowl champion Ravens. Trailing 17-10 with just 2 seconds left, Andy Dalton lined up in the gunshot at his own 49-yard line and launched a 51-yard miracle into the sky.
He didn't even have the ball cocked and ready to go.
Here we go. Dalton going for it all. Tipped in the air, caught by the...
And this is about as perfect as a miracle gets. 2 deflections, chaos in the end zone, and somehow A.J. Green comes down with it. However, this next play was just as incredible, if not even better, because back in 2009, a 40-year-old Brett Favre had just signed with the Vikings, and in his first real home game, Minnesota was trailing the 49ers 24-20 with just 12 seconds left and no timeouts. Favre flushed out of the pocket to his right and did the impossible.
12 seconds to go in the game. Niners lead by 4. Favre back to pass, pumps to the left. 8 seconds left. He gets away from the pressure, fires to the end zone. It's caught!
Seriously, a 50-yard dart from a 40-year-old quarterback. And almost equal credit to Lewis for the toe-tapping catch. And the crazy part? That was his first ever catch as a Viking. You genuinely cannot script that. But now we're heading into the top 5, and things are about to get even crazier. A whole new level of Hail Mary football. And at number 5, we've got another Hail Mary miracle in the playoffs. 2013 AFC Divisional Playoff. Freezing conditions, Ravens versus the number 1 seed Broncos. And Baltimore finds itself trailing 35-28 with just 41 seconds left, facing a 3rd and long from their own 30. Joe Flacco steps up and unleashes this.
He's got great speed, but that's not going to get it done.
Flacco stepping up and throwing deep down the far sideline. Caught! Into the end zone! Touchdown!
First of all, how dare you? The balls to heave a 70-yard bomb to Jacoby Jones is peak playoff Flacco. Not only did it tie the game, but Baltimore would go on to win 38-35 in double overtime and eventually win the Super Bowl. And that's why they call it the Mile High Miracle. But at number 4, we've got the Madhouse in Maryland. A play so catastrophic it destroyed an entire team's season. After giving up a touchdown that gave the Bears a 15-12 lead with 25 seconds left, the Commanders clawed their way to the 48-yard line. On the final play with 6 seconds left, we got one of the wildest endings you'll ever see.
And it's going to be getting longer by the second. You're all the way back at the 30-yard line. Now you can step into it. Here comes the Hail Mary with the game on the line. And the ball is caught! Caught!
Damn! Jaden Daniels actually clutched up, but the best part is Noah Brown's reaction. That pure, wait, did this actually just happen? Face. And that one single play single-handedly destroyed the Bears' season as they went on a historic 10-game losing streak. That's what a true Hail Mary can do to you. And now into our top 3 craziest Hail Mary moments. And you already know this list isn't real without the Hail Mary king himself, Aaron Rodgers. Because when it comes to deep ball miracles, nobody has done it like him. Back in 2015, Rodgers pulled off something no one in the NFL had ever seen before. With the Packers down 23-21 on the road against the Detroit Lions and 0 seconds left on the clock, Rodgers got flushed out of the pocket and somehow kept the play alive just long enough to attempt a miracle.
But can the receivers get far enough down the field? Rodgers in trouble. It's going to get there. He turned 32 yesterday. Does he have a vintage moment in him? In the end zone. It is.
Yeah, Rodgers to Richard Rodgers, the miracle in Motown. Probably the most iconic Hail Mary you will ever see, and vintage Rodgers in every sense of the word. But what if I told you that wouldn't even be the most impressive Rodgers Hail Mary that season? Because just 5 weeks after the miracle in Motown, the Packers and Cardinals were battling for a spot in the NFC Championship. Packers down 7 with 5 seconds on the clock. Rodgers would have to do what no one had ever done in NFL history, twice in the same season.
He resets Starks. They are going to bring pressure again. Rodgers is going to roll away, throws it up in the air, says a prayer, and Janice does it.
As a football fan, I've seen a lot, but I'll never get over the fact that this man threw a 50-plus yard dart while rolling left and falling as time expired. They don't call him the king of the Hail Mary for nothing, and even though the Cardinals eventually won it in overtime 26-20, that moment was still insane. Too bad it wasn't enough. And at number 1, we've got the craziest Hail Mary. Trailing 30-26, the Cardinals reached the Bills' 43-yard line with 11 seconds remaining. Trips right, DeAndre Hopkins isolated alone on the left side. And instead of taking a short gain, Kyler Murray launched a nuke.
Shotgun. Murray out of the pocket. 7 seconds. 6 seconds. Murray heaves it downfield. It is.
Yo, the pass, the catch. It's the perfect 2-and-1. Murray rolls, fires a 55-yard missile in the air, and Hopkins comes down with it over 3 Bills defenders. Hail Murray might just be the best throw-and-catch combo you'll ever see on a Hail Mary. And honestly, after a moment like that, it's hard to top. But if you thought those throws were insane, wait until you see what happens when the ball stays on the ground.
Sideline. Najee Harris will take this all the way. 92 yards.
Next up, we're counting down the top 15 rushing touchdowns in NFL history.